My son faked a school shooting, and I laughed my ass off. I was at work when my phone buzzed. It was my son's teacher. Miss Williams, your son has staged an active shooter incident. You need to come immediately. I almost choked. Joey was a rule follower, the type to remind me to put my seatbelt on. I left 3 patients waiting and drove to Central High. The drive was 30 minutes, but I made it in 20. Students stood shivering in gym shorts outside, parents frantic, teachers trying to console them. And then I saw him. My son sat on the curb, wrists zip-tied, surrounded by officers. Inside the principal's office, the accusations poured out like bullets. Your son brought a replica firearm onto the campus. He emailed threats to teachers from an anonymous account. He triggered fire alarms and shouted warnings. Students cowered under desks for 40 minutes, Miss Williams. Police entered classrooms with guns drawn. He terrorized this entire community. The worst part was, I couldn't even defend him. In the photos and reports, there was a black pellet rifle, copies of his threatening emails to other students, and CCTV footage where you could faintly see someone who resembled my son in the hallway, just seconds before the shooting. Other parents filed into the emergency meeting, faces twisted from pity to disgust when they heard Joey's name. One mother actually stepped back from me as though my son's madness might be contagious. I knelt in front of him, ignoring the officers, ignoring everyone. Joey, what did you do? Why? His wrists flexed against the plastic ties. His eyes stayed level on mine, because no one listened. Joey inhaled slowly, and I watched my straight A son transform into a prosecutor presenting evidence. On October 4th, I was fixing computers when I noticed Larry, the assistant principal, had left his desktop unlocked. Joey's voice was quiet now, like it was a memory that hurts him to even think about. There were video thumbnails visible on his screen, girls in the locker room, taken from multiple angles during practice hours. I took screenshots of everything and reported it to Vice Principal Garcia within 10 minutes. He shifted slightly on the chair, the zip ties cutting into his wrists. She told me I must have misunderstood what I saw and warned me about spreading dangerous rumors that could ruin careers. The principal moved closer, but Joey continued. On October 20th, 3 girls from the swim team went to Coach Williams, saying they felt like someone was watching them during practice. He dismissed their concerns as paranoia and told them to focus on improving their times instead of making up stories. I recognized those names, the O'Brien twins and Yasmin Ali. They'd all been strong swimmers. So obviously I emailed the school board with the screenshots, but they didn't even bother responding. I grabbed my son's hand as the police officers glared at me. It took 2 weeks for me to get an automated reply saying my message would be reviewed at their next meeting. His hands flexed against the restraints. On November 15th, my friend Emma suddenly quit the swim team. She wouldn't explain why, but started having panic attacks whenever she had to go near the pool for PE. 2 more girls quit that week, and Coach Williams told everyone they were weak. The gathered parents had fallen completely silent. Even the officers seemed to be holding their breath. Last Thursday, I stayed late for robotics club. At around 9 p.m., I saw Larry in the girls' locker room with a ladder, adjusting something in the ceiling tiles. Joey finally looked directly at me, and I could see the weight of what he'd been carrying. Mom, Sia just made JV swimming. She's 13 years old. The implications hung heavy in the air between us. I wasn't going to wait until it was her turn to be victimized. I knew a lockdown would bring police, and not just school administrators. I wanted full SWAT teams and bomb squads to search every inch of the building. They wouldn't be able to quietly remove the cameras before independent investigators found them. I couldn't make anyone care any other way. The principal's face drained of color when an officer returned with a radio. Sir, during the sweep, the team found hidden devices in the girls' locker room ceiling. Looks like cameras. A lot of them. 3 days later, FBI agents carried out 17 cameras and boxes of memory cards. 6 years of footage. 67 victims were identified. Larry had done this at 3 different schools before. Joey never got his scholarship back. The expulsion stuck. MIT doesn't admit students who once caused a fake school shooting, no matter how noble their intentions. But I didn't care, because one way or another, they were going on pay. I'd make sure of it. Full story on channel. Link below.